Hi, everyone, and welcome back to, I believe, what is round 4 of our Level Up Your Leads series. And today I'm joined by a special guest, Donovan Stoll at Advisors Platform. Donovan, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Neil. Thanks for having me here today.
Yeah, great. And the format for this session is going to be a little different. We don't have any planned PowerPoint slides or anything like that. What we're going to do here instead is just kind of take this interview style. And so what I thought would be good is, Advisors Platform is a company that many Stonewood members are very familiar with. But my guess is we've got a lot of folks on this call that might be hearing that name and brand for the first time. So Donovan, why don't you just talk about Advisors Platform at a high level and how you guys have partnered with Stonewood?
Yeah, so Advisors Platform is a digital marketing company exclusive for financial advisors. So our CEO is a financial advisor himself, an independent advisor here in Central Florida. And the nice thing about Advisors Platform is that everything that we push out, any product that that we have available, it's been used on ourselves prior to actually pushing it out. So as far as the struggles that advisors have gone through, whether it's through mailers, whether it's through digital, email lists, webinars, doesn't matter the case, we've all gone through it ourselves. We don't have some magic formula that just started out of thin air. These are all tried and true processes that have made this company what it is. So we feel like that's really given us an edge when it comes to working in the financial sector.
Yeah, it's cool. In fact, you mentioned that you were founded by a financial advisor. That's actually how we got to know Advisors Platform, is that he was a Stonewood member. And he was starting to use some of the tools that we have here at Stonewood for his own automated webinars. And then we kind of put our heads together and said, we got a real opportunity here to kind of put these two businesses together to bring even more value to our Stonewood members. So, I know, our members and those on the call today, they hear digital marketing. That can go a lot of different ways. Why don't we talk about your specific, because I feel like you guys, you've got a real specific niche on how you work with folks with an existing list and really how to get more wallet share out of people on that existing list. You want to kind of talk through, what you do when an advisor signs up with you, they bring their list, and how do you go to work with them?
Yeah, so I think it's safe to say that March 2020 really changed everything for everyone in this sector moving forward. We were so used to just doing seminar after seminar, and that's just how we generated our leads. That was it, put new people into that database and so forth. But moving forward, like most of us, everybody pretty much shut down, couldn't do anything in person anymore. So we had to start thinking, what direction do we need to go down before? So we had already been doing webinars, with our advisor already up to that point, and we were really hitting hard with our email database. And how we were doing that is we create a webinar, send it out to our existing database. We already paid for all of those leads that were in there, whether we have them as clients, prospects, leads, however it was all segmented out. But then we were able to really hyper focus and say, okay, Mrs. Jones came from a tax seminar 2 years ago. Let's make sure that we invite her back to the next taxes webinar. So in partnering with Stonewood, we were able to create this automated webinar that looks live for people at all times. And we instruct advisors how it's a plug and play method where we provide the templates, the materials to be able to send out this webinar to their existing database. Makes it very simple for them. Like I said, it's a plug and play method where we've already done the heavy lifting on our side. You basically provide us with a few pieces of information, pieces of content, and then from there, we're able to instruct and guide you through best practices from the financial side, best practices from the emailing templates, and that digital side, just to make sure that this can be a success for everyone.
Yeah, and I think what's nice is that, I know advisors, many of them are already used to being kind of the shine, having the light shine on them and being the focal point of all of their marketing. And this is a little bit of a different approach because you're bringing in myself and Becky and Marty and using us as kind of experts because we've written those books. And so talk a little bit about how, it works to have like an outside expert still build the brand of the individual advisor's practice.
Yes, that's a great question. Many advisors want to be that opener and that closer because that's what they're used to, especially when it comes to doing a live event. But with this, This is so nice because you don't have to do that work. Now, I know many advisors do tend to give us kickback, and being very transparent here, it's so good to bring in that financial expert because you've probably talked to your clients, your prospects, your leads, so you're blue in the face about Roths or annuities or IULs. It doesn't matter what the product is. You've talked to them over and over and over again about how to be tax savvy, and they just sort of dismiss you and that's it. Well, you bring in the financial experts like you all, and they tell the exact same thing, but something just ticks a little bit more, and that says, wow, that's a strategy I need to take advantage of. So they pick up the phone, they call their advisor and say, hey, Neil, I just heard this fantastic webinar. Thank you for sending it over to me. I'm ready to do something with you guys and take advantage of these strategies. That's where we have seen the financial expert come into play and really give them that little shift in thinking that just helps navigate them into the right direction with your firm.
Well, and I think it works well with the type of marketing that you're doing, because you're targeting an existing list. And so that name is going to be on the list for a reason. So they're either an existing client where they came in and they worked with the advisor either to do an annuity or maybe a holistic plan with managed money and annuities, and we're using the recording to kind of cross over that bridge into Index Universal Life, or they're on their list because maybe they attended the seminar that you did, but you didn't close that business, but you're still dripping on them. And so we can be that additional voice that they need to hear. Like Donovan said, it's the same thing. We're saying the same messages, but a lot of times it takes a couple of different, whether it's vehicles or people really saying the same thing. And so many times that I've taken phone calls, from advisors to say, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I got so-and-so to actually do business with me finally. I've been working this forever. And the webinar was the one that got us over the kind of over the ledge or the edge there. So, I know nothing sells like success and results. You want to talk through some of the results that your clients are having?
Absolutely. So I wanted to highlight two different results that we've really seen a lot of great success with. So I'll start with an advisor in Central Ohio. He sent this out to just his database, just email strictly, nothing else. He segmented out between his clients and his prospects, just so that he could see definitively who came from what and sort of which business direction came. When he first did this with us, he ended up writing $300,000 in target premium solely based off of an email campaign alone. Now, he did the 30-day pilot run with us to see how these results would go. But during that 30-day program, it was $300,000 in target premium solely based off of a webinar that went to his prospects that he's talked to in the past. They just hadn't quite, taken that next step. And then another huge success story comes out of an advisor who works the California and Hawaii markets. He has both markets there, and very similar. $200,000 in target premium, and then $3 million in annuity production. Now, what's really nice is that he did the 90-day program where he said, okay, I'm going to try several different outlets outside of just my email database. When we looked at it, he tried Facebook, he tried LinkedIn, he tried radio and TV ads, and then he also used bombs to try and do a video email just to see how that would end up turning out. And once we navigated all of the numbers, 85% of the business written came as a direct result of just his email campaign. So I don't want to discourage anyone from trying other outlets, but by far, email campaigns have been the most successful for every advisor that's done this program.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I mean, it's almost like what's old is new again, right? I mean,
Exactly.
And lots of new things come around, but I think the magic in this really is in the simplicity of the messaging that we're able to do. It's not like we're building this fancy technology. In fact, just so people understand exactly how this works, here at Stonewood, we've already pre-recorded the webinar. So it is in the can and done. And then we have a couple versions of them based on which one you're going to do. But you have that. And then, Donovan and their company at Advisors Platform have already written all of the marketing that goes with it. And they just customize it to your brand standards. But they're going to build you a nice landing page where the video will play. And the real magic is in the email copy that they've written. I see so many people, you try and put too many words into it and they try and oversell. And this is really, the magic is in the simplicity, because you take this message and you just know exactly how to drip on them. And so I think this is, it's a really effective program. The results that Donovan talked about, I hear every day. People calling me saying, thank you for putting me in contact, with this program. I don't have to do any work. I already did the work building that list, and now, we just I send the emails out like they tell me to do, and then the results and the meetings start just adding to their calendar. I think another thing that's nice is the simplicity and the call to action. We're not asking for a whole lot here. We're just saying, hey, just book some time on this calendar. Give me I think it's like a 15-minute phone call, isn't it? Isn't that the call to
Yeah,
action?
the really nice part about this webinar is that it's a tangible call to action, CTA there, where the main focal point is, hey, the best thing you can do now is schedule an appointment with your advisor, and that call to action pops up directly on screen for them with their particular calendar link where they can schedule that 15-minute phone call. But it's to utilize the Stonewood software and to get that tax burden report. And then in addition, for those who actually watched the presentation, they're able to get an e-copy of the No Compromise Retirement Plan book. So there's a deliverable that goes with it. So that's just an added value piece that you're able to discuss with your person who sets an appointment, to be able to just have a further conversation. It's something that's just, it's tangible. It gives them something that they can cling on to at that point.
Yeah. And so I know a lot of folks are thinking, okay, yeah, webinar, it's what got me through 2020, but now it's 2021, live events are back, rocking and rolling. How does this fit into that? And so, why don't we talk about that and how this is just really nice complement to folks that are back to live events?
Absolutely. So as I mentioned before, March 2020 and further, we pretty much hit the reset button on almost all things marketing, right? Webinars came out hot right out of the gate and everybody was fine doing them. But it doesn't matter your viewpoint on how the country is feeling in regards to COVID and precautions lifting at this point. We've noticed that a feel that they don't need to go out to get that same message, or perhaps they don't need to have that opportunity to go and sit down in front of you to hear this. If you're able to provide value and still give them something via email, I think this is absolutely a no-brainer, because you can set it and forget it. We know a lot of advisors, especially during the summertime, we're down here in Central Florida and it's too hot to be in Florida. Everybody wants to go somewhere else, and advisors take their vacations and they want to be, gone, enjoy time with their families. But you can have this running and then just take the appointments as they come in, right? If you need to take that 15-minute phone call, it's very simple and easy to do with that. It's just an added value piece where maybe you're not going to do any seminars during the month of July or August. This is a perfect time period where you're able to just plug and play. And something I wanted to add in, Neil, is that all of the marketing pieces that we have already created, from the landing page to the emails to the sequence of automations on the back end of it, these are all compliance reviewed by a few compliance departments. So this is compliance friendly. I won't say this is approved by any stretch. It still needs to go through each individual company that everyone works with. But for the most part, this has already been compliance reviewed, where it does make it very friendly and easy to make some changes if need be.
Yep. Yeah. Now you kind of mentioned, like a nice value add, and that term gets thrown out a lot. But some of the feedback that I've heard from advisors, it was interesting when they went into it, and this was an advisor that booked several appointments, generated a ton of annuity business just on the Roth message, did a ton of IUL business. But the comment that he made was interesting. He said, this brought so much value just to my existing book of business. I didn't even need to do any production. Like the production, he said, was gravy. He said, having something like this playing and where I can put out content to my existing clients show that I'm working with experts on a day-to-day basis. And so I think that obviously we want to have an ROI, and we want to have, when we run the campaigns, we want it to lead to business. But I think there's a lot of ancillary business that can come from it, just from maintaining your existing book and showing them that you're working with experts that bring different messages to the table.
And to add with that, the comment that we tend to hear a lot is, that maybe they didn't specifically write business during that 30-day period where you were watching it. It's after the fact. They say, I had a lot of time to think about that webinar, and I'm really ready to move forward with that. Ultimately, what we want to see is, number one, your clients feel like you are already doing what's in their best interest. You're taking care of them to the fullest degree, and like you said, they're bringing in these experts to continue help educate their clients, to and through retirement. But then, if you're able to perhaps get some of those clients who want to take advantage of certain strategies and help move the needle a little bit more. And then it also turns into a great referral business, because you get those clients who say, look, this is absolutely fantastic. Mrs. Smith, look what my advisor is doing here for me. I want to invite you to watch this webinar as well. So it's a great referral system. And then the ultimate is being able to get that prospect or lead to finally convert over to become a client off of this. But no better way than to add that value piece and really instill that you are the right advisor for your clients, and that you're giving them your everything by means of value, having a financial expert, and just showing them why you're the best one to work with.
I see some familiar names on this, and actually I just got a text from somebody who said, you're giving away my secrets. So it made me think, though, is a question, so let's say we did this during COVID, and it helped make their year. Any value in running it again?
Absolutely. So we are making sure that we update these webinars as often as possible. So this is now the third webinar that we have recorded with you all, and this is the rising tax risk in retirement. It's always a tongue twister for me to say, so I'm glad I got through that one well. The rising tax risk in retirement, and this was just approved to be pushed out this past Monday. So it's just a week old for everyone to start using. So there's something new there. It harps more on the current administration's plan, the current national debt level, and what the plans are moving forward. So again, doesn't matter what side of the aisle you favor when it comes to politics. It's the old administration is now gone. We have a new administration in place. These are the things that you absolutely need to know. These are the hard-hitting facts. These are how you can move forward and take strategies to help reduce your tax burden into the future.
Yeah, we've got many folks that are coming on for their third round of this. The initial round, the recording was very much like lock and step with the No Compromise book, where it was talking about compromises in your IRA and how to overcome them with the tax strategies that we have. Then we had the election, and so then we had a recording. It was very election focused. And then it kind of pivoted into like COVID/election stuff. And then now, as Donovan said, we've got the new one, the Rising Tax Risk seminar. That's the new content that all of our premium members already have. We've narrowed it down a little bit for webinar purposes, but that's going to go really well also with the new book that we have coming. So actually, Donovan will be reaching out to hear you shortly to kind of update some of your email copy and stuff to incorporate that new book that we've written, the new holistic. So, this has been great. We're about 20 minutes in. We like to keep it pretty short. But before we let folks go, I just want to prep them for the type of call that they're going to have with you. So here's our call to action for everyone. If you're interested in learning more about this, reach out to your Stonewood member services representative. They'll get you in contact with Donovan. And so Donovan, when they end up talking to you, so let's, again, I know, in the spirit of telling people, the same thing a few different times. So let's talk about exactly what we're going to build for them at Advisors Platform using the Stonewood content, and we'll wrap it with that.
Yep. So in contact with us, we have a team here that's able to help you out to and through this entire process. So, initial conversation, the best thing you can do is we will send you the preview of the webinar to watch it, so you can get that value piece. You understand exactly what the information is and so forth. So after that point, you say, okay, we're ready to use this. What we require from you is headshot, your logo of your company, and we can feature up to 3 advisors on that landing page as well. So we'll build out a customized landing page, logo of your company, headshot, your bio, your disclosure, and then your calendar link that you want us to use in there. Now, we also provide you with an email that states those things that exactly we need, and then we will also show you what our calendar link looks like, so you can try to replicate it that way. We try to make it, for lack of better words, dummy proof of this is exactly what the call to action is. This is exactly what that calendar link says on there, so we can make sure everything stays consistent. We will also provide you with the email templates to be able to send out. We also provide a sequence of automation that you don't need to worry about. We will handle that on our side for those who register for the event versus those who watch it, those who don't watch it, those who actually get a copy of the book. We handle all of that on the back end for you. And then we will work with your office staff saying, hey, this is when you should send out your first email blast. This is when you should send out your second email blast. And then we give best practices of saying, this is what's best for, some of your VIP clients, some of your VIP prospects that you've really been working. We will help navigate through both sides of those. We will also be providing you with all the analytics of those who go to the physically go to the landing page, those who register, those who watch it live versus those who watch the replay. So you'll have all of that information very clean, crystal clear cut on an Excel spreadsheet, and we'll be able to provide that for you on a weekly basis. And if you would like to see it more, there's no problem there with that. We just want to ensure that anything that we provide for you, we're doing at a consistent level and making sure that you stay abreast of all the information that's there for you.
Cool. Yeah. So as we like to say here at Stonewood, you, the advisor, you be the advisor in your market that's telling this message. And it doesn't just have to be in your seminars and your client conversations. The program and advisors platform allows you to use technology in your favor, get that message out, use a different voice, and be, just kind of really drive home the point that you're the advisor in this market that's providing a layer of analysis on taxes that just no one else has. And so, so thank you, Donovan, for coming on this. Hopefully our audience got, some tips on things. And certainly, as you are interested in the advisors out there, reach out to your member services rep. They'll put you in contact with Donovan. We'll get that landing page built. We'll get the email sequences going, and then the meetings will just start showing up on your calendar. That's how it works, right?
Awesome. Love to hear it. Thanks, Neil, for having us today. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. And we'll see you again next week for the final piece as we land this plane. Thanks, everyone. Take care.